Hi, how's everybody doing today? Clint the Audio Guy here with Extend Technologies. I want to talk to you a little bit about a question I get all the time because there seems to be some misunderstanding about it. And that is power handling. I get the question, how many watts are those speakers? Speakers aren't any watts, right? It's the wattage comes from the amplifier. That's what produces the power. But what they mean is, how much power can that speaker handle? And I'm here to tell you that that is a lot less important than you think it is. The power handling is basically the point at which a speaker will thermally overload the speaker. So it will build up heat as you increase the volume. Heat will build up in the voice coils of the drivers, and at some point the driver's moving and it's actually cooling down the voice coil because it's kind of like a self-cooling fan. You know, it's moving the voice coil through air and it's cooling off the voice coil. But the speaker can only get rid of so much heat. At some point, more heat will build up on the voice coil, which is, right in the center of a driver. That's actually making the driver move. Enough heat will build up, or more heat will build up than it can get rid of in any certain amount of time, and it will either burn the voice coil or melt it down, and you'll ultimately get a blown driver. So that's thermal power handling. The other kind of power handling is mechanical, and if the power increases too much and the voice coil starts bottoming out in the magnetic gap, you'll hear some pretty ugly sound and noise. That's the voice coil leaving the magnetic gap where it's designed to operate, and it's no longer in full control over the motor on this driver. That's magnetic power handling, or mechanical power handling. So the question is always, I've got a 120 watt per channel receiver and I just want to make sure the speakers can handle it. It's almost always the other way around. The amplifier distortion damages speakers generally before speaker distortion. When you turn a speaker up and you start hearing distortion at the top, that's usually the amplifier giving up steam and starting to clip, and not controlling the drivers as well as it can. So the amplifier distortion can damage the speaker. So clipped power is bad. That can build up more heat in the voice coil and make it damaged further or sooner. The other thing is, if you turn your speaker up to the point where you hear distortion, turn it back down. It's too loud. There is a limit to the maximum volume that any speaker can go. If you like to rock out, and there's some techniques to actually be able to increase the volume of your existing speakers even. If you like to rock out and you're shopping for a speaker, tell the salesman that, because they're going to steer you towards something that can do that, like a Klipsch Forte 3, for instance, or anything in the Klipsch Heritage series, the Heresy, Forte, the Cornwall. They can all go really loud. These will do 116 decibels continuous, but the power handling is only 100 watts. And so, like I'm saying, the power handling does not relate to volume like you think it would. We have a bookshelf out there that can't even come close to 116 decibels continuous, but it handles 200 watts. It's because the sensitivity on the speaker is much, much lower. That one's 85 dB, this one's 99. So this one will give you 99 decibels at 1 meter with 1 watt of power. I'll discuss in another video what sensitivity means as far as volume at your listening position, because we're generally not sitting a meter away from your speaker. And the sound does fall off, but just know that power handling is not that important. I always want, a rule of thumb for me is I'm shooting for 1.5 times roughly 1.5 times the power handling of the speaker for my amplifier. So you're not going to blow your speaker if it's rated for 100 watts and you got a 110 watt per channel receiver. That's absolutely not a problem. If they made a 200 watt per channel receiver, I would want that for my speakers. But 1.5 times to 2 times the power handling of the speaker would be great. So don't worry about owning a 200 watt per channel amplifier and having a speaker that only handles 100 watts. We do have a volume control, and you don't have to turn it up all the way. Please don't, actually. Anyway, we'll talk more about it in a video on sensitivity, because there's a lot of other factors that come into a play. But power handling is not the number to look at. I'm just saying that. The only people that need to know about that are professionals that are building commercial systems like movie theaters, cinemas, and where they have to hit a certain sound pressure level at all seats, or concert halls where they're going to be doing rock concert volumes like 125 decibels and that kind of thing. So anyway, hope that sheds a little light on things. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Take her easy.